Pape Avenue is experiencing the most interference with regards to a new transit line that is under construction in the city. And this transit line, known as the Ontario Line, started construction back in 2021. And the reason I'm on Pape is Pape Avenue has lost a lot of longtime businesses. Tenants have been kicked out by the province in order to create this new line, Ontario Line, in place as quickly as they can, but they say it will take about a decade before they actually have it up and running. And this corner here at Pape and Danforth used to have a lot of businesses. So there used to be a number of businesses on the east corner of Pape and Danforth here, and one of them was a Greek pastry business that had been here for a very long time, a home hardware, and a hotel right there on the corner that was also a bar and at times a rooming house for people who couldn't afford to rent anything other than a room. So all those businesses have since been demolished, and they were demolished back in February of this year. And there's one of the machines that they are using to build the new Ontario Line here. And this station here will be called Pape Station. There are the tunnel boring machines. And a lot of these businesses couldn't fight back in terms of saving their properties, businesses, and homes because their private-owned properties were taken by the government, and that is known as expropriation, in which the government can take private land and take the land to use for public use or benefit. This is where the home hardware used to be. I used to go into that home hardware on occasion. And when the government takes private land from private owners, they do have to have it appraised and provide fair market value to the property owners. But money cannot replace the feelings that some of these folks have had about the new Ontario Line. And I'm going to head north here on Pape. Fortunately, Toronto is undergoing a massive makeover, and I would say a necessary one. Toronto is a very young city, and I do believe we still haven't found our identity yet. And with more and more people coming to the city, the Toronto Transit Line has been unable to keep up with the amount of people. If you've ever had the unfortunate event of having to take the transit line, subway line like I do, you know you spend a lot of time on that line due to delays, sometimes overcrowding, and that is why the Ontario Line is so necessary in this city. And unfortunately, the cost of that is losing these long. Even Pape subway station, the buses, you have to enter the buses here outside of the subway station because they're even doing new construction such that the Ontario Line connects with the subway line. And just a few days ago, I heard of a number of businesses that are vacant now because they had to vacate on or before September 1st. Because the Ontario line will also be creating another subway station at Pape and Cosburn, and that will be known as Cosburn Station. And sadly, a number of these people who had their land taken feel as though the government hasn't done enough. So a number of these businesses that were here for decades, they are at a loss. The money can't replace memories and loyalty from customers. And you can only imagine the disruption this is going to cause the neighborhood in Pape Village. The Ontario line will be running from Exhibition Place right down by the lake through the city up to Don Mills and Eglinton, and we'll be connecting with a number of the lines that are already in place in the Toronto transit system. And I'm not confident that they're going to be able to meet the deadline of finishing the Ontario line by 2031 based on other new lines that they have done in the city that are still not completed. Yep, and there they go, Metrolinx.
Red carpet things before
those are some massive machinery. And I'm coming up on Gowan Avenue now, and this is where the businesses have to get out so they can demolish the building. So I'm going to cross the street here and show you how much property they're taking and demolishing here. Get a load of this. Now that used to be a bank on the corner there, and you've got all these businesses here. They're moving stuff around there. And the government said they did extend the timeline for these people to get out, but definitely would be a loss, especially for people who lived above these businesses, because those were people's homes. Look at that. And it stretches all the way from the corner of Gowan Avenue all the way up to Cosburn. So let's take a look at this. Wireless accessories is gone. The European deli is gone. BAM Trading Limited, gone. Now that used to be a Shoppers Drug Mart, but I don't know how long they've been gone. Like I said, I don't generally come up this way. Garden Harvest, a fruit, vegetable, and flower shop is gone. And I remember that place being here like 30 years ago. Pape Fruit Market is gone. Subway is gone. And you can only imagine how disruptive this is going to be for the businesses on the eastern side of Pape Avenue with all the construction. So I'm at the corner of Pape and Cosburn now, and you can see how many businesses are affected here now, and how upsetting it must have been for most of them. I did read that a number of them were moving out the last of their possessions or just dumping them. These businesses too are affected just north of Pape and Cosburn. So that is quite a bit of the thread of this neighborhood at Pape Village being affected by this Ontario line. Get a load of this, guys. That coin laundry shop is gone. This convenience store that's been here for decades is gone. Pharma Choice. And that building right there that looks like it actually just started. Looks like a new development. That's going to be torn down too. So that's like 2 full blocks of businesses coming down. And on the corner there you got George's Barbecue, which was a restaurant in the neighborhood. And from what I read, this gentleman who owns this business was quite devastated that his business was on the chopping block to create the Ontario line. That is an old building. You can even see the outline of an old Coca-Cola on the wall there. So I'm walking south again, and let's have a look and see if people have left their stuff behind. Curious about George's Barbecue, chicken and ribs. A lot of people in this neighborhood used to come in here, and the menu is still on the door, guys. Nope. He cleared it out. It's all been cleared out here for the new Cosburn transit station. This hair place here, they've left some stuff behind here. The sign is still on the door. Oops. That's pretty cheap. Woman haircut, $10. Men haircut, $8. Nail and waxing. It was called Cleopatra. These people here, of course, they could find a new place. Money Mart. Money Mart is the biggest lending place, and they rob you if you ever have to borrow money from them. This Coin Laundry Dry Cleaners, they closed on August 26th, and I guess they were able to take all of their machines with them. Go here. Oh, I remember this convenience store. Look, they even left all their keys behind. What the hell? So the businesses have left, and I guess they just didn't see the need to take this stuff with them. Look at all those keys. They're all gonna just go with the demolition. This place used to cut keys, obviously. They've left some Halloween stuff in the window, and that's what's left inside of this convenience store here. And they did have a store closing sale. Still surprised they left all these keys behind. And a lot of tenants had to vacate as well. And above the convenience store here, they did have 4 units. This place here slays me. This was actually a new development. I mean, they didn't even get to finish what they started, and it's coming down. Let's have a look. Look at how this is all new development, guys. So one of the business owners from the Pape Fruit Market, he's been so kind as to tell me how he feels about being moved. And he's one of the business owners whose building will be demolished, but luckily he has found a spot just south here, Pape Fruit Market. And thank you so much for your time, sir. How do you feel about your business being moved over here and the old one being demolished? You said
the hard they do it, you know,
it's hard.
Talk to the Metrolinx and Chris the long time the guy there.
Yeah.
4 months I talking the guy. The Metrolinx?
Yeah.
Yeah. I talking the 4 months. He say just give me back. You fix the first, but they pay back the money, right? Now you don't give me back the money yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're being screwed over by the government, by the Ontario line. Yeah, and I know that a lot of you business owners are so upset about this, as well as the community, that people in here rely on these small businesses. Sorry about that, sir.
Yeah, the small business, yeah.
Yeah, it's so sad.